Hello my friends, this is the video that I made on Palantir just 4 days ago, to be precise on February 26th of this year, when the price of this asset was, as you can see right here at pre-market hours, at $90.13. And at this video I explained to you several possibilities. I showed you several potential outcomes that Palantir has to have a bounce to the upside, and it should form either a B wave on a bigger scale, either a B wave on the triangle, or first wave on its motive movement to the upside. And guys, take a look right here. This is the actual price action of Palantir. Let's switch to hourly time frame and let's turn on all the tools. As you can see, we were at this point, we had another leg to the downside, and because of this structure, potentially we've completed all waves of the C wave. And from this bottom, we have a decent bounce, and on the pre-market hours, guys, we are up by about 2.5%. And this is another evidence of the power of technical analysis. And if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account, where for the $35 a month you will be able to drastically enhance your trading skills. On top of that, guys, for now I added the gold tier for limited 10 vacant places, and the only difference in between these two tiers is this one. Discord access member will have all the data for the potential trades, for the potential tickers that you should be aware of. But the gold tier members will have the exact setups with the stop loss and take profit orders. They will have the exact notifications when and how they should trade certain asset. On top of that, for each and every member, I will do a weekly 30 minutes Zoom calls in order to answer their question and in order to teach them how to properly use technical analysis and how to be successful trader. That is why, guys, for some of you, this might be a game changer opportunity. And if you want to drastically enhance your trading skills, feel free to invest in yourself. And guys, here is the latest update of my Patreon account. You can see that just several days ago, just 2 days ago, I made this forecast, for example, on Tesla, that Tesla should have a trend reversal at the range in between $266 and $282. And previously, guys, I told to my Patreons that it has to have the trend reversal right here, somewhere in between 266 and 272. But take a look at the real price action of Tesla. Here is the 5 minutes time frame, and we hit exactly the range, exactly $276. And I told to my patrons to accumulate it below 282. And since my call, guys, this asset is up by at least 4.5%. And definitely it is a very good call. And believe me, I made a lot of this type of predictions in my Patreon. You can see that I explained a lot from the fundamental point of view and from the technical point of view as well. And one of my previous calls was quite successful call on Amazon. Let me show you this as well in details. So here it is. As you can see, we had from our accumulation point about 5.5% of potential profit within just several sessions, and my prediction was made back in, as you can see, February 21st, with the exact levels where we might have a trend reversal. And definitely, guys, if you want to be a part of this community, feel free to join my Patreon.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
So guys, and let me explain you what options do we have. First of all, let's delete this tool for now. We still have a potential triangle, first movement, first 3 waves to the downside that formed an A wave on triangles pattern. And technically we have all the chances to hit some higher targets in order to form the B wave. And on top of that, guys, I have to admit that all 3 cases, bull cases and bear cases, have this first wave to the upside in its closest price action. That is why, guys, Palantir for now is quite bullish, I would say. and in just several minutes I will show you what I'm talking about. But for now, let's take a look at some fundamentals. First of all, I want to pay attention to its consensus analyst price target. And despite the fact that recently a lot of analytic firms reiterated their ratings, according to MarketBeat, the consensus analyst price target is still below our current price. But according to TipRanks, we have a price target at the level of about $93.13, which is about 9.6% above our current price. And guys, let me show you a quite interesting update. First of all, if you take a look at the sentiment of Palantir stock, if you type in Google search bar PLTR stock and switch to news tab folder, you will not find a lot of news that potentially could be the catalyst for Palantir. But at the same time, guys, let me show you that if you take a look at our Nitrezi Twitter account, he is a long-term bull on Palantir and he publishes a lot of updates, most recent and most important updates for Palantir. And just several days ago he published several of them. First of all, I want to pay attention to this one. PLTR brought the US State Department from analog to AI. 18 million to deploy a non-standard EHR at more than 200 clinics. More than 100,000 encounters across 40,000 patients in the first 4 months. More than $100 million savings. Palantir makes its clients meet milestones. And I have to admit that in my private Discord group, one of my community member asked me about Palantir, and I told him that Palantir has a very sticky contracts. If some company signed this contract, definitely it will be with Palantir probably forever. And that is why, guys, Palantir has a huge snowball effect in its contracts, and that is why I am a long-term bull on Palantir. On top of that, I have to admit that fundamentally Palantir is a very strong company. If you take a look right here at their financials, you can see that they have very strong growth in all of the numbers of their balance sheet. They have their total revenue that is increasing over time, and definitely their balance sheet is extremely healthy. And this means Palantir has all the chances to hit much higher targets. And let's continue with the technical analysis. But before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, what should we expect next? I have to admit that if my assumption is correct and we have to unload, let's switch to 4 hours time frame and let's turn off all the tools. We have to unload the entire third wave that lasts for about 1 year. In this case, we have to have a much longer consolidation phase. And my main assumption is this one for now. We have to see some kind of ABCDE correction, and this is the shape of triangle, and potentially it is not the real price target for B wave, C wave, D wave, and other waves. It is just a blueprint of its potential movements, but you have to keep this in mind, because the longer this consolidation, wait a second, it is wrong tool. The longer this consolidation phase lasts, the more likely it will go higher from its lowest point, from right. This might be its lowest point. And if so, guys, we have at least several, I would say, from its lowest point to its highest point, I would say up to 30% of upside potential within next several weeks. And how we can identify this next trade? First of all, let me show you that if my assumption is correct, we have to unload for now this movement to the downside. And for this case, let's pull feedback retracement tool from the top to the bottom. And what levels we might hit? In best case scenario, we might hit, in my opinion, 0.65, 0.618 golden pocket range. And even this price target implies about 25% of upside potential. The downside potential is about 10%. This means, guys, if I try to make a long position right here, we might have about 25% to the upside and about 10% to the downside. Two 0.51 to 1 risk to reward ratio, and definitely it is not the best one. We have to rely only on the RR that is greater than 3 to 1. That is why, guys, if this asset goes to the downside, you can incrementally add to your position, and in this case you will have much more lucrative potential profits with less risks. And this is how you can add to your long position. On top of that, guys, let me show you other options of its potential price action. If this is just first 3 waves to the downside, and we have to see either longer consolidation phase or lower prices or both, we have potentially this case. This entire movement to the downside is nothing else but an A wave. This might be, again, somewhere here, B wave, and we might have another leg to the downside that will land somewhere lower to complete the C wave. And in this case, it will also be very healthy, but the next leg is still to the downside. On top of that, guys, we might have an extension in a B wave. And if it happens, we will establish all-time high for this asset in a B wave, and potentially the C wave will not land below this level. In this case, we still have next leg to the upside that will bring you at least, I guess, 15 to 20%. Next option is following, guys. We might see the bottom of the entire retracement at this very point, and from this bottom we might have the next 5 waves to the upside that will establish a new all-time high. But again, we have another common part of all of these 3. Wait a second, I will show you the wave itself. We have all 3 assumptions with the common waves to the upside, and definitely even this first wave on the smaller scale might bring you up to 15% of potential profit. That is why, guys, this week for Palantir might be extremely lucrative, and if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to join my Patreon account, where you will be able to use my experience and my brains in your favor. So that's all information that I want to provide you. See you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby,